southern Tasmania. Just bear with me while a few people log in and I will share over to my group. As you've probably seen, lots of people complaining about online at the moment. Meta, Facebook have basically mucked us around a little bit in the fact we can't go directly into groups now with our streaming services. So I have to share into my Facebook group so that the people over there can see what we're doing over here. So it's a pain in the butt sometimes, but at least I know it's going over there, so it's there now. Cool. Okay, I will just pop that up there so I can watch that happening. Check that the volume is okay. Yep, good, looks good. I'll watch the comments on my left-hand side as people pop in there, and I can see the comments on YouTube and my Facebook page on my right as well. So please pop on, tell me where you're watching from. If it's your first time with us, please let us know as well. Okay, a bit of a backstory to this stamp set. This stamp set was originally from the previous catalogue, the 23-24 catalogue, and it carried over, thankfully, to the 24-25 catalogue. And when I was in Mexico recently, as a lot of you know, I managed to earn the Mexico incentive trip with Stampin' Up this year, or last year. I scored this little baby as a freebie on that trip. So the way it works, if you've never spoken to anyone or never been on a Stampin' Up incentive trip, this was my first one, so I assume they do it every time. They have like a central point where all the demonstrators on the trip can come together, have a drink, have a chat, that sort of thing, and they had a prize wheel. So every day you go in, you spin the prize wheel, and you get the prize of the day. So there were 3 or 4 things that I could have won on the prize wheel. So the day I went in, I got this Beauty of the Deep stamp set, which was really good because I haven't got it, or I didn't have it. It comes with some dies that you can purchase. So at the moment I'm sort of torn. Do I buy the dies to go with it? Do I just leave it as a stamp set since it's not something that I bought myself? Would I buy the dies? So pop in the comments, tell me if you've got the dies that go with this one, and if you think I should purchase them, and I'll see how I go. Well, maybe I'll pop them into an order when I've got some rewards or credits or something there. But anyway, having a bit of a play with it to see whether I thought I needed the dies, I came with a couple of, well, it didn't come up, I actually saw these very similar cards with the masking technique on Pinterest, so I thought I'd give it a bit of a go. As you guys probably know from previous videos, whenever I get a new stamp set, I tend to pop in and see what inspiration I can get from others, and this was very similar to one that I saw on Pinterest. I will have to find out who that was and give them credit in the description. Anyway, cute little stamp set. I love this sort of seaweed here, or it might be coral. Anyway, I'm going to try and use that one in the card that we do today, as well as this cool little fish here as well. So anyway, that's what we're looking at, the Beauty of the Deep in the catalogue for the 2nd year running. Must be popular. Okay, so I've got a few things worked out here. Sorry, I woke up with a little bit of a croaky throat this morning, so if you think I'm sort of breaking up, it probably is because I am. Slightly croaky throat and a bit of a runny nose and a slight cough, but nothing too traumatic. I think I've kept myself healthy for the last 3 or 4 months, and my body's just decided to go with the flow finally. Okay, so I have 2 masks here. I'm going to do a couple of masking techniques. This one on the right is a rectangle, obviously. No prizes for guessing that. And it's the one I've used on these cards here. So basically all I've done is just grab a scrap of cardstock just from the stash box, cut it to the size of a front layer, and I actually used, to cut out that rectangle, I used 2 squares. So I found a square in my stylish shapes that was the right width, and I just basically cut it out twice, lined them up and made that rectangle. So it ended up being about roughly the right size that I wanted. So that's what I've used on the 2 original cards. Something a bit different for this one. I've got another scrap of cardstock and I've cut it out with about the largest deckled circle that I could fit on that piece of cardstock. So I'm going to give that one a bit of a go as well. But let's have a bit of a look. So with the originals, I have a sort of a bluish tones one, and a sort of greeny blue tones one. So I'll try, what will I do? I'll do another one of the bluey greens for the rectangle, and then I'll swap back over to the blues and do the blue one. So the greens I've used in this is the Summer Splash, which is our brand new in colour, Coastal Cabana and Lost Lagoon. So that's the 3 shades of green that I've gone. It should actually be that way. So Coastal Cabana is the lightest one, Summer Splash is the middle one, and the Lost Lagoon is the darker one. So, and using, of course, a blender brush for those. Now with blender brushes, I tend to start with the lighter one and move down. It makes it easier if you're using your blender brush to sort of start light and then you don't have to wash it out in between. So it makes it a bit tricky with this one because the light one is the one that I want at the top. So we'll see how we go. Okay. Oh, forgive me. Oh, and I do have my next class to show you as well. So if you hang around to the end, I was going to show you before I started crafting, but that's a bit unfair if I swap now. I do have my next class to show you. I'm presenting the next class slightly differently in the fact that you can do it online, as a lot of my ladies do my classes online, or if you live in the Hobart area, you can do exactly the same class here in my home. I do have limited spots. I can probably have about 8 ladies here. So if you live in the Hobart or the southern Tasmania area and you'd like to pop over to home, I've set a date for us to do the class here in home, which will be nice. I don't do in-home classes very often, but I thought, what the heck, let's do it. Let's get together. Okay, so let's have a little go. So this is what I just say, my Coastal Cabana, which is the lightest colour. So the way I want this one is that I want the darker colours at the bottom to gradually graduate up to the lighter colours at the top. So we'll get our Coastal Cabana. I had that open, I don't know why I closed it. Anyway, that's all good. Thinking about the excitement of my next in-home class. So I'll show you that class. I'm really excited about it. It's I'm using the Frames and Flowers Specialty Designer Series paper, and basically I've designed the class that basically all you need is that paper and some ribbon and some cute little boxes, which you can buy all from Stampin' Up. So watch out for that. Okay, so this is our Coastal Cabana, and I've started at the bottom. Oh well, that's okay. I'll have to flip it around. It's okay. Hang on. Take 2. We'll go to the top. It's all right. We can go over ourselves. So I'm holding that. I'm a deal sometimes. I start to talk and then I don't think. Anyway, I want the lighter Coastal Cabana right at the top. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I should have done to start with. Right at the top there. Anyway. That's okay. So I want to keep that. I'm going to cover up what I've put down there. The good thing when you're going light to dark, you can cover it over as you go. So then we'll bring in our Summer Splash, which is one of my favourite new in colours, which is great. And because I've started with my light colour and working my way down, I can just go straight in with that in the centre there. And then what we'll need to do is actually blend the colours in, but I'll get the sort of graduation right first, and then we'll do some blending once we're done. So you can see there that Summer Splash is a little bit darker again than the Coastal Cabana. Now I probably don't like that heavy line that you can see there, but I'll come back in a second and fix that. Hey Sharon, it's nice to see you. It's nice to have you here. I just saw that pop up. How are you, my friend? Okay, so, and now we're coming in with our Lost Lagoon. Now I'm holding that cardstock down with my hands as well, and the little bit of masking tape that I've got is stopping it moving also. It's slightly onto the white as well. So there is our Lost Lagoon. You can see I've got that graduation that I wanted, even though that line there is annoying me between the top 2 colours. I'm quite happy with the graduation between the last 2. So just to soften that line a wee bit, I'm going to bring back the Coastal Cabana, and I know I'm going back to darker colour, lighter colour once I've already gone darker, but anyway, that'll just soften it a wee bit there. Yep, that's working already. Okay, so I'm happy with that. That's the graduation from the dark sea down at the bottom right up to where the light shows at the top, and there is our little bit of masking there. I haven't had that quite straight on there, but I can live with that. Okay, so let's bring in the fun part, is the stamping. So I've got my Night of Navy, which is a nice dark blue. And I'm going to start with the stamp set with this piece of sort of corally, I'm assuming it's coral. It looks like coral. Here, with my Night of Navy. So I want this to sort of show out really sort of nice and dark. So let's ink that up nicely. Line that coral up with the bottom of my square, which is annoying me how unstraight it is, but I'll survive. And there we are. We have our coral there. I might give that a clean up. And then I'm going to bring in this sort of long, tall, wispy weed. Excuse my cough. As I say, I've picked something up, I think. And I'm going to put the wispy weed off to the right-hand side. It's a wee bit longer than the block, but I don't think that matters too much. I think it looks quite nice, sort of wending its way. Oh, excuse me. Oh, poo. Wending its way up, and look what I've done. I've dropped it on there. That's okay. Oh, and I've put a fingerprint as well. It's not my day, I tell you. I'm really not with this cold I'm picking up. I'm really not thinking very straightly. So ignore the blops at the top and the finger splodge at the bottom. Once I've finished it, I'll actually bring back the original and we can work with that. Okay, one more thing I was going to do before I get myself all upset that I've splodged is I'll add, the stamp set's also got these little dots, so they look a bit like sort of air bubbles that you'd expect to be under the sea, and I'm just going to pop those around bottom there, just so they look a bit like it's the sand at the bottom of the water. Okay, so that's that there. Now, a little fish, and I think our scene will be complete. Birthday first. This, as you can tell, this stamp set does not have sentiments in it, so I'm bringing in one of my favourite sentiments stamp sets is the translucent florals. I just love, they're nice and, you know, they're not overly flowery, they're just sort of nice and blocky. I'm going to use the happy birthday there. I'll just bring that out, and I'll keep that out because I want it for later as well. Where's a block that's a good size? Now I have, people who are on my Facebook page may have seen, I've released a couple of things in the last week. I had a pretty busy week of releasing things. I've released my new, beginners course. So if you're someone, and I've had a few ladies over the years reach out and say that they watch videos, they'd love to get into card making, they'd love to learn stamping, they watch the videos and they just don't know where to start. Well, my beginners course, if that's you, my beginners course is perfect. It basically takes you right through from the basics of card making right through to some really fun techniques and some fun folds. You get all the cardstock, all the ink, you get a stamp set and all the information you need to go to sort of learn and pick up some card making techniques. So look out on my Facebook page for that. I have actually just released that, and hopefully it'll go well. So that's the stamping there done. What I'm going to need now is a little fish. So the little fish in the stamp set is this little angel here. So Sorry, I'm flipping around here a bit, aren't I? You can tell I don't feel very well. And I'm going to stamp him in basic grey. I sort of felt when I was looking at this design, I thought, hang on, this little tropical fish, he needs to be a really bright colour. But if you look at angel fishes, I assume that's the plural term, they're actually quite, they're silvers and blacks. So the dark grey isn't far from being an appropriate colour for him. Could probably give him a little touch of sort of a lemon lolly or something if you wanted to be accurate, but he's quite cute. So fussy cut him because I don't have the dies as yet. Flick away and there is your card. I'll get rid of that one because it's got splodges on it and I don't like it. So we'll bring in the one that I prepared earlier. That seems to be a trick that I quite like. So fussy cut my little angel fish, popped him on a dimensional, and there you are. So I'll pop that one onto a card base because that's just a card front there, and it'll pretend that the splodges never happened. Grab some glue and then we'll swap to our circular mask, and I'll try and be a little bit more careful with my ink. So this one hasn't got any bling on it yet. I might do both of them and then we'll work out what bling we think it should have. I'm thinking just something sort of plain and silvery, maybe some basic rhinestones. But there we are. Excuse me, I'm going to cough again. Oh, bless me. What I fear I have is that I've picked up the thing that my husband had, and he's been coughing for weeks, so I'm hoping it's not that, because that makes life very difficult if you're going live like I am. Okay, give that a burnish. And that's our first card. Okay, so let's do the one with the circle, shall we? I'll put that over there and I'll be very careful with it. So here's our circle, and I know that piece of, that's not going to come off there, is it? No. I'll grab some more masking tape to tape that down. Another piece of cardstock here. I'll line them up together. Now, washi tape, masking tape, whatever you use for holding things down, it may be a wee bit sticky. So what I tend to do is just and this is adhesive papers as well. I know we've got an adhesive paper in the catalogue, and I've heard people say that it's way too sticky. It tends to hurt your card when you rip it off. But if you unstickify it a couple of times on your jumper or your jeans or wherever, it'll come off a bit easier. Okay, so this one we might go to, that was the greens and blues. Let's just do the blues this time. So I've got, for my blues, I'll bring back in my Night of Navy, my Blueberry Bushel, and my Azure Afternoon. So there's the three blues. Now, given that I'm going to use the blue to do the seaweed, I'm going to be a bit lighter on the Night of Navy when I do that one. So let me get my blue brush, which needs a bit of a clean, as you can tell. I'll start again with the lighter one, which in this case is Azure Afternoon. Starting from the top. Now I always sort of sponge just a little bit off to the side first, just to get the circular motion happening and get a little bit of the ink off the brush, just so I can control it without it splodging on straight away. Again, I'm holding it down with my left hand as well. Okay, so that's our Azure Afternoon. I'll come in with my Blueberry Bushel, my favouriteest of colours. Again, sort of masking it back up to the lighter colour just to get rid of that line. And then we'll bring in our Night of Navy. Now I haven't left very much room for our Night of Navy, as I say, because I want to stamp our images in it as well. Okay, there we are. Again, it looks darker on the camera than it is when I look at it. It must be the lighting. You guys can see a really dark splodge there, but I can't see that from looking here. So it must be the different lighting to what I can see. But anyway, I'm happy with that. I'll leave it. Knowing me, I'll go too far and ruin it. Okay, so I'm going to bring back my Night of Navy. And this time I'm going to use this sort of feathery weed here. Got a bit of ink on my mat, so I'll get rid of that. I don't want any transfer. I love my glass mat, as you guys know, and I know a lot of you are hanging out for it to come back on sale, which I haven't heard anything about, so I don't know that anyone else has as well. If anyone else has heard anything that I haven't, please say so, but I haven't heard about it coming back for sale yet, but I'm sure they have been promised that it would. Yes, but I love you do have to keep them clean if you don't want that transfer of colour. So as I say, I'm going to use my big flowery one. So it's going to sit there and it is going to overlap the circle a wee bit as well, but that's okay, I can live with that. I'm going to need a nice big block. Now this is the first time I've inked this one up, so I might have a bit of a practice on a scrap first. I'll bring back that disastrous first attempt over here. Yep, that's good. Stamps first time, which is nice. Often have a bit of just to make sure that you've softened the rubber with your ink a bit, and the second one is always much better than the first one. And I'm going to bring that in again, line it up with the bottom of this circle. There we are. Isn't that nice? That is so good. Being very careful now because this is the danger zone. Wipe my hands on my trousers. Okay, I need a little fish. Actually, I might do the happy birthday again. So I'm going to use the same happy birthday and my ink. There we are. Now, little fish. I decided I would use this other little fish on the stamp set for this one. So this little guy here. Don't know what sort of fish he would be, but he's cute. I'll have to do some reverse Googling, see if I can come up with what fish it is. Again, I will do him in my basic grey, just because I don't know what other colour he should be, because I don't know what he is. But that's okay. I'm going to fussy cut this. As I say, if I had the dies, I'm sure it would be easy, but I haven't. So, has anyone got the dies for this one? Do you suggest I buy them? I think they were 58 Australian, which is a bit expensive for just dies on their own, isn't it? I don't think most die sets are that expensive, are they? Anyway, so will I use it enough to buy them? That is the question. just fussy cut this little guy. Pop him on, and we've got to think about some bling. So suggestions for bling, if you think. Just plain rhinestones, do you think? Or, oh, there's the really cute Night of Navy ones with the Mediterranean suite. Maybe I could bring those in. Let's have a look. I'll bring my bling box over. Okay, so a bit of dimensional on our little fishy friend. Now, if you are procrastinating about the May joining offer, you don't have very long to think. May finishes in, what, 6 days? So if you're thinking of joining Stamping Up with the joining offer, please don't leave it to the last minute, because you never know what's going to happen with the system. Not that the system is unreliable, but I would hate you to be trying to sign up at 5 to 12 on the 31st and find yourself unable to do so. So please, if you're thinking about joining, do so with plenty of time. Joining my team, I think, would be an awesome decision if that's what you wanted to do. But joining Stamping Up in itself is just, it's the best thing I've ever done, and I can tell you that. Had lots of jobs in my life, and working for Stamping Up was one of the best of them. So please, yes, think about joining. If you have a wish list from the new catalogue and you think, oh my goodness, that's such a lot of, I'll never get through that, I can suggest that you pop it in a starter kit and save and get that great May joining offer as well. So I did pop a little video up on my Facebook page during the week explaining the offer and explaining how to go about joining up. So if you are interested at all, please have a look for that. My little team of wonderful crafters would be lovely, would be very happy to have you. Okay, so that's our circle one. I think I like that one better, actually. What do you guys think? The circle or the... Look, they are very different colours, but you know, I think I like the circle. That looks like we're looking through a porthole or something. So let's go rhinestones, shall we? I'll grab the... Here's the rhinestones. Well, I'm coming back. I am coming back. Here's the rhinestones. So they're going to take the colour of whatever you put them on fairly well. Or... still... Okay, or, so we've got plain rhinestones. These ones here with the Night of Navy, I think they're opals, opal browns. They're from the Mediterranean suite. So they've got a yellow one, a Night of Navy one, and a clear one. And then, of course, we've got our in colour shimmer gems, which have the green here from the green on that one. But I don't think that, I think actually, yeah, I think rhinestones, guys. She says, coughing again. I have to grab a soother. I've got a Southern Tasmania get together here today, so I'm hoping my cough stays away. Stays at current levels anyway. So let's pop some bling on here. Sort of somehow turning that into bubbles would be cool, wouldn't it? How cool would that be? Let's have a look. Just use little ones. It's like the little fish has got some bubbles coming up. How does that go? Is that a bit twee? Is that a bit naff? Let's see that. We can always take them off. What do you reckon? That's quite cute. We'll do that one that way, and then I'll go this one I'll just do it the normal way. So I'd normally just pop them in and around my sentiment, just to highlight the sentiment, and then make a triangle. Okay, so there's two ways. We've gone those ones where it looks like he's having a little bubble come out of his mouth, and we've just popped those on the normal way. So there's our two masking techniques, one with the round and the blue. The round, that's a deckled circle that I've cut to make that mask, and this one with the rectangle made from two squares from the stylish shapes, and with our greens and our blues. So as I say, really simple card, and I am actually falling in love with this stamp set, so I think actually I may buy the dies to go with it. We'll see how we go, and have a look at that one over the next few weeks as well. So there's our two cards. Hopefully you like that. A lovely simple thing. You can turn those into just about any scene that you want. I have actually got a very simple similar one for my launch that happens next weekend. So yeah, so the ladies who are coming to launch will see something very similar to that next week. So here we go. So that's the cards that we've done with our Beauty of the Deep stamp set and some masking. So hopefully you like those. We'll pop those aside. Just bear with me while I show you the next class. Now the next class uses, and I'll find my catalogue. There's my catalogue. Here we go. Now if you've been through the new catalogue, you know they've laid it out slightly differently to years gone by, like it, or for better or for worse, but it's actually in different stages. It's the beginning is actually just is our kits and our all-inclusive stamping. So for people that want to stamp with kids, with children, you know, they just want a quick and easy project where everything you need is in the box. So that's the first few pages there. So heavily emphasis on the crafting on the go, giving it as gifts, and crafting with children. Then we get to the next level of crafting, which is you get a bit more of a artistic input into what you produce. So we've got our ephemera packs, and we've got our beginner's tools there. Our ephemera packs, which basically are giving you the envelopes, the cards and the elements, and you can pop them in there any way you want. And then you get to, she says there's probably leaned over it. No. So a few more there. That's bits of sort of beginners crafting, some ideas there. And then we get to this. So this here is the Frames and Flowers Specialty Designer Series paper. And it's $17.50 Australian per pack. You get 3 double-sided sheets of Designer Series paper. 6 are 12 by 12. But the star of the show are these pre-cut flowers and frames, as it says on the box, and I don't think I'm probably losing the detail if I go too close. But basically you can use the paper and the cutouts to produce a whole series of really nice gift tags, little gift boxes, and if you put them together with these scalloped gift boxes, a couple of really cute boxes as well. So that is what I'm concentrating on for my next product class. So I've designed two little boxes. So there's the two little boxes we're going to make. I've also designed two little gift bags. So there's a little gift bag there. You could get some lollies or chocolates or mints or a necklace box or something in there. This little one here is a little bit bigger, okay, with some ribbon and a gorgeous card. So there we are. So when you do the product class with me this month in June, you'll get everything you need to make the two gift boxes, the two bags and the card. So you get a whole packet of the paper, and once you've finished the class, if you're anything like me, you've got so much left over. So you'll have all of this left over, even though when you've made all that stuff, you'll have all this left over. And I am looking at what to do with those leftovers, and I created this really lovely 8 by 8 scrapbooking page with the leftovers, or with some of the leftovers. I still have such a lot. So you can use these, you can just pages and pages and tons of projects. You've got so much there. So that's just a little 8 by 8 page that I popped together with what I've got left from the Frames and Flowers pack. And as you can see, even after doing all that, I've still got so much left. So it's a great product, and it's going to last you forever and ever. But as an introduction, when you do the course, the product class with me in June, you'll get all of these as a result. So you get a whole packet of the paper, you get a whole packet of the little boxes, so there's 10 little boxes in the pack, and you get the ribbon. So the ribbon is the pretty petal pink and white combo pack, so you get the ribbon as well. So you buy all that, you get the PDF for all the projects, you get the videos for all the projects, and if you need them, I will send you the die cuts and the card base as well at a slight extra cost, but you can use those from your own stash if you would like to. So great product class. I'm really in love with these. I can't wait to give them as presents and things once we're finished with them, and I think that card is just so cute. Anyway, so that's, watch out for details of that. That is my product class for June. And I am doing a version of it here in my home in Bellerive. So if you live in Southern Tassie or in the Hobart area and you'd like to pop along to my house to make those products, I will do an in-home version as well. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show you this time round. Hopefully you've enjoyed those cards, and hopefully you'll think about doing that product class as well. It's just Australian customers, obviously, and if you'd like to pop into my home here in Southern Tasmania, that's an option as well. But anyway, have a great weekend. I will see hopefully lots of Southern Tassie demos here this afternoon. I'll take some cough medicine. I'm sure we'll be fine, and I will see you all